Alright, what is up, guys? Oh, today is February 10th, currently 9:02 a.m., and we are back for another day of trading. So, got the gap scanner pulled up here. Well, I mean, that's a screenshot of Dex gap scanner. It hasn't changed too much since I took the screenshot. So, I'm going to go over the list. We have quite a bit of low floats on here today. Everybody's watching VT right now. Let's see, pull that up real quick. I mean, yeah, it looks good, but the only thing is the float's 23 million, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks on the gap up scanner with a float of 10 million or less, and 5 of those are 6 million or less. So we'll see. I mean, VT has had some history of spiking, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it's spiked back here. That's also a weekly candle. I know we've watched it a lot in the past. I just don't think it's been a stock that's really been amazing for us in the past. I mean, you know, here it spiked from 209 to almost 280, but that's not amazing. So, I don't know. We'll keep it on watch and see what it does. I mean, it's up here at 410, which is, you know, highs for new 52-week high. Let's see if it's a, yeah, it's not a new, you know, 3-year high. Plus, it's going to have resistance at 5, which is, you know, pretty good, pretty far up there. So a little over $1. But we'll keep it on watch. You know, I'm not expecting anything crazy from it, but everyone's watching it, so. We'll just go down the list in order, well, alphabetical order. So on the gap up scanner, BNGO gapping up 11%, not great, on almost 1 million shares of volume. It's still above $1. Well, it started out above $1, so I mean, the spike's not crazy. Has room to run to the 50, which is at 222, so that'll be good if it breaks the 50 as it did back here. It's got room to run all the way to 468, so that would be an amazing move there. 4.87 million float, so that's what I like to see. I'll definitely be watching this one, probably just for a break of VWAP and then a break of high of day in a pre-market, and then a move up to the 50 moving average. So we'll see what happens there. Next, GRWG is not on the gap up scanner. It just has a nice daily chart here. You know, it kind of got this U shape coming around and broke here in the afternoon. So we're just going to see if it'll continue with a move up. MYOV. See, this one's a very hot in flow, 87.9 million, but right now it's a 10% gap up. Let's see if it's moved on his board. No, it's still in the same spot. So, yeah, only a MYOV, 153,000 shares of volume. We've seen this one move before. I think it was back here because, like, you know, these lines are old. But I'll just keep it on watch to see what happens. I mean, it is high float, so I'm not really going to be watching it as my #1 play. PLAG. 5.7 million float, 18% gap up on 3,000 shares. Very light volume, but it is low float. If it can get open above the 50 moving average, you know, it'd have room to run all the way up to 362, up to the 200 moving average. But since it's low float, I'm going to leave it on here. Seed. This one's the lowest float on the board with 2.5 million, 15% gap up with 14,000 shares. So, I mean, it had a nice spike back here on the 10th. Let's see, from 7 to 1070. So, yeah, we'll definitely be keeping that one on watch. Let's see, the 13 moving average is at 666, which is above that. So, if it opens above the 13 moving average, you know, we'll see. It may find resistance around 950. Definitely going to be resistance at $10. So I'll be watching that one at the bell. Tesla's having a pretty decent morning, spiking up. Made like $500 on it Thursday or Friday, just trading in and out 10 shares. So that was wild. But it's having a nice gap up. It's easy to make money on something if you're moving $50, $60 up and down at a time. So here comes my boy. Hey, buddy. Hey, hang on just a minute. Oh, all right. So I gotta go help him. But anyways, we'll go ahead and switch over to Deckmar because I'm done here. Give me just a second, buddy. Anyways, good luck, everybody. Happy trading. I'll be back at the end of my trading session to go over my trades.
Another very huge move. And the week prior, we had a very large drop, and that was because of the coronavirus, right? So the coronavirus dropped very hard on the SPY, and that took a really big toll. But it was a little bit interesting. It was a little bit odd that we saw coronavirus be the talk of the town, right? Every single day, coronavirus this, coronavirus that, coronavirus this, coronavirus that. We also saw, of course, NNVC going on massive spikes because of the coronavirus. We saw NVAX going on massive spikes because of the coronavirus. We saw CODX go on massive spikes because of the coronavirus. And then it seemed like after a week, everyone just seemed to stop caring investor-wise. Obviously, everyone's not just stopped caring out in the world as humans, but investor-wise in the stock market, what happened? SPY moved all the way back up to record highs. All the penny stocks that were running from the coronavirus before dropped on off, and nothing really happened towards them. Right? So it was a little bit odd to see. It was a little bit, weird to see. And we're talking about the coronavirus once again today. It doesn't really have a strong effect, it seems like, on penny stocks or on the SPY. The SPY is all the way near record highs. So what we want to do today is basically see where that volume's going to go, see where that action's going to go, see where that activity is going to go. Now, one of the big things I want you guys to know is we had a lot of supernovas recently, right? What supernovas have we had? We've had NNVC, right? And NNVC has gone from $3 all the way up towards around $19. Awesome move, huge run, huge rip. We also had MYOX, right? MYOX has brought in a lot of activity. This stock has brought in some good volume. So we had NNVC and MYO. Did I say MYX? I don't know why I said that. I apologize. MYO. MYO was the biggest one so far, and MYO went from $6 all the way up to $40. So this was the biggest one of 2020. And then what did we start seeing on Friday? Didn't we have like a whole bunch of pump and dumps on Friday? Right? What was the one? I think it was like OBLN, I want to say. No, it wasn't OBLN. I thought it started with an O. You guys know what I'm talking about if you guys are here on Friday. Help me out here. I'm having a little bit of a brain fart at the moment. And what was that stock that shot all the way on up and came crashing on down? BNTC? Thank you. All right, BNTC. Deck, you were on the right track. Just kidding. Okay, so BNTC. This stock was a little bit of a Friday mover, right? Where BNTC went from $5 all the way up towards around $11.50, then came crashing back on down towards around $7.40. So we could see right here that yes, we have action, yes, we have volume, yes, we have activity, but we are starting to get to the point where we are going to see a lot of stocks move, but some of them may not be that credible. Like, let's look back on Friday what we had on BNTC. BNTC was a really odd stock, right? It's a very odd mover right here. It's BNTC, no news, no news, no credible reason, no nothing. $5 up towards around $12, and then just do all the way back on down. So a lot of the times, guys, what are we noticing? A lot of times we're seeing these plays go straight on up. A lot of these plays are going straight on up, going on the biggest moves we see, and then they just come crashing back on down. I'm a little bit nervous that we're going to see a BNTC type of move today. And why am I nervous behind that? Why am I nervous that we're going to see a BNTC type of move today? Well, because, guys, I feel like a lot of traders are eager to get after the market, but we don't really have that much news at this time, right? So I'm a little bit, I'm very eager to attack this market and get after it, but I'm a little bit concerned, right? I'm a little bit concerned that we may not be able to get, a good credible rip because I just don't see the news yet. Now, hopefully that news can come on out and we can get that credibility and a stock can be able to hold on up, get that big time breakout, and we can see that massive run. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a BNTC type of rip, but if you're late, you get crushed. That's the big thing. So a lot of new traders, the big issue, guys, is they see BNTC go from $5 to $6 to $7 to $8 to $9 to $10 and say, I can't believe I'm missing out on all this money. And they buy at $11 and they ruin their whole entire account. And that's what makes it kind of so difficult. That's what makes it so difficult for us, because a lot of these stocks go straight on up and then straight back on down. So you either have to be in quick, or you got to stay out of it and wait for something a little bit more credible. All right. But the thing is, I'm here to help you guys out. And the thing is, we're going to go over all possible plays and get a game plan on every single one. Before we do that, we are going to be heading over right here, though, and looking at the Trump administration will release its fiscal 2021 budget today, which will show the economy growing at an average rate of 3% for the next 15 years. It's also proposing to continue tax cuts for individuals through 2035 at a cost of $1.4 trillion, a figure that serves as a rough placeholder for President Donald Trump's promised tax cuts 2.0. Just a little heads up, that was also in the CNBC morning briefing. So, what do we have going on today? Well, these are all the hottest press releases today. But as we also talked about, it has been a little bit tough so far in pre-market. I have not entered anything yet today. I'm currently sitting on my hands, not putting myself in a position just to lose, and really just waiting for that awesome play, that awesome trade, and where am I going to be able to make that big time profit? Where am I able to make that big time money on? All right, so let's go over all our options and let's see what we got. So, number one, starting off at the very top of the board, VTVT. This stock is currently up 78%. This stock is 79%, and is also 8 million in float. I know the float on Trade Idea says 23 million. Check on Yahoo Finance, it is actually 8 million. So we have a number one top gainer, currently up 80%. Stock has 8 million in float, and the reason that this stock is up is it does have a good, credible press release behind it. The good, credible press release came out at 7 a.m. that says announces positive results from part 2 of its phase 2, right? So right there, what do we have? We have positive, 3-star words to look for in hot press releases. I know this just went white. Just give it a second. It'll come back on up. But positive was a 3-star word, and also phase 2 was a 2-star word. I know this is just a white screen right now. Sometimes when I leave a picture down at the bottom too long, it kind of has to reload on up. I can exit out of this right when it lets me. And but that's what we're really looking at on this type of play. So we have right here, guys. I'm just going to bring this up right here until this pops back on up. We have positive results from its phase 2, and also what's very nice beneath it is that this stock had achieves primary objective, a statistically significant reduction. So what's great about this? Achieves primary statistically significant. That's great to see. Whenever we have anything that we're achieving that's statistically significant, right? That brings in a lot of big time momentum. That brings in a lot of hype. That brings in a lot of attention, right? So we do have some awesome, awesome keywords right here. I'm just gonna bring everything in front of this, picture at this moment, so we don't even need that picture anymore. Get out of here. So let me bring up one more thing. That middle part here it is. Top losers. Okay, so what we have right here, guys, is again that part 2. We have a statistically significant, and that's going to bring in that hype. That's going to bring in that momentum. I'm actually going to re-bring up this picture so it actually works this time. And that'll come on up. But we could see we do have a nice credible press release. And this credible press release is helping the stock, bringing that hype, bringing that momentum. So when we look at VTVT, we understand now, right? We understand it's the number one top gainer. We understand it has 8 million in float, and we understand that this stock does have that credible press release behind it. So, what is our game plan now on VTVT? Well, looking at the stock, we do know that this play is going to be having tough $4 resistance. We have run up to 405 about 1, 2, 3 different times. After that, the stock has come back on down. Oh, this picture. There you go. Get out of here. Finally, that picture's out of here. Okay, so VTVT spikes on up towards around 405, comes back on down, up to 405, back on down, up to 405, back on down, up to 405, back on down. Where is the bounce play currently? Where did it just bounce right now? Where did it have resistance, back here in the past? Right around this 365-ish mark. So VTVT, if we're looking at this play at the moment, we do see that VTVT, we have around 365 resistance, or now it's going to be holding up as support because old resistance holds up as new support, and we're going to have 405 right around the top right here. So we do have 365 bounce play, 405 resistance. Okay, Dex, so what does that tell us? That means A, if the stock runs up to 405 and breaks through 405, we know that we could see a possible next leg on up. Breaking through resistance brings in a lot of volume. Breaking through resistance brings in a lot of hype. Breaking through resistance leads to more buyers coming in as we're going up to its next leg. If the stock cannot break through 405, what's going to happen? The stock is going to most likely come and fall all the way back down towards around 360, right? 360, 365 could be a possible bounce play. Maybe 365 up to $4 and maybe 365 for something smaller, maybe up towards around 380 to 385. But VTVT, these are your main lines right here. 365, 405. It's the number one top gainer, 85% gain. This most likely is where the majority of attention is going to be looking at. This is where the majority of eyes are going to be looking at to kick off this day. All right, give me 1 second right here. Okay, so let's see what else we have today. MREO, the number two top gainer in the market. Don't really need this one too much. Right, guys? So MREO, don't really need this one too much. This is not a play that, we have to focus on at this time. It says it enters into a $5 million convertible equity financing. MREO, I'm not really seeing, any sort of attention, any sort of volume. Sometimes you have a decent press release. Sometimes you have a press release that you say, Deck, I really like that. But if there's no volume on a play, it's not going to move. Volume equals activity, activity equals profit. So that's just something I want you guys to understand. Um, volume equals activity, activity equals profit. So even though MREO has a press release behind it, if it doesn't get any sort of momentum, if it doesn't get any sort of hype, if it doesn't get any sort of big time activity, not really going to see too much, right? So MREO, we don't really need that at this time. Um, Okay, so what else do we have? PLAG, kind of along the same lines. Does PLAG have any sort of news towards it? Let's look. February 10th, it did enter into a financing transaction. Let's see what we have here. The company will receive gross proceeds of $3.5 million in exchange of the insurance of aggregated 1.3 million shares of common stock. All right. So that's not a bad press release, right? PLAG, we could definitely keep on watch. The thing that obviously I like about PLAG is that this play definitely could bring in some hype and momentum. And if we look at, let's say, top gainer on Friday, what's one of the big things that stands out to me? Well, to me, one of the big things that stands out, guys, on BNTC is that this stock went from $5 all the way up towards $11. But look at the gap up. Look at the gap up right there. And you might say, Deck, there is no gap up. Exactly. Exactly. There is no gap up on BNTC. And let's look over on MYO. And we look at MYO and we can say, look at that gap up from $6 up towards, what was that? $6 up towards around this like 750 mark. You're like, Deck, that's a solid gap up, not too insane. Exactly. I mean, we're not seeing the biggest gap ups on, these massive, massive spikes. What about NNVC? NNVC, look at this stock that spiked. This stock went from 350 to 349. Deck, 1 cent gap up. Exactly. Over the past three supernovas, haven't been top gainers in pre-market. The past three top supernovas, the ones that have ripped $10 plus, they haven't been gapping up more than 5%. So I know usually, what do we look for? Usually we're looking at, VTVT, 84% gap up, PLAG, 23% gap up, MREO, 21% gap up. But what does the past over the past 3 weeks tells us? NNVC, no gap up at all, right? BNTC, no gap up at all. MYO, decent gap up towards it before this big spike. So what does that tell me? That tells me maybe I'm looking in the wrong section if I don't see anything maybe on MREO, PLAG, ADVM, ONT. I'm not seeing too much here, and that's maybe okay because the last three top gainers didn't really have the biggest, sort of gap up. So maybe what we want to do is maybe slide down a little bit and see what low float stocks are coming up with any sort of news that maybe hasn't gotten any sort of attention yet, right? So that could be an option for us today as well. So before we dive in and look on that, I do want to look at MYOV. And MYOV was a little bit of a sketchy move today. And why was MYOV a little bit of a sketchy move? Right? Well, MYOV went from $13, spiked all the way up towards around $17, came crashing back down towards around $13. Right? So this stock, what happened here? Was this a pump and dump deck? What happened on this play? Over on MYOV. What if we look? MYOV, we have February 10th right here. Look at what it did. February 10th at 8:25 announces 88% 1-year response rate on positive phase 3 data. Ooh, that sounds good, doesn't it? Right? That sounds like a good press release. We have response rates, 1-year data, positive phase 3. We have primary endpoints that have been met. This is beautiful, right? This is a beautiful thing that we, absolutely enjoy. And if we look at our hot keywords list, here it is. We have positive phase 3 data, 3-star word. We have met our endpoints, 4-star word, right? So we have all these great, rips and runs. I'll also put this right over in on chat so you guys have this list. So there's that list right there, guys. So MYOV, this was a great press release, and that's why the stock went on a $3 spike. But look what they did. A little sketchy, wasn't it? MYOV, 5 minutes later, comes out with a losing earnings report that says they lost over the last, quarter. So it was a little bit of a sketchy move because MYOV comes out with hot press release talking about positive phase 3 data. They spike on up, spike on up, spike on up. And then again, then they drop a losing earnings report that just crashes the stock right back on down. So basically what they did was they tried to put out good news to get the stock higher up. So when they came out with their losing earnings report, it would drop it back down to basically the same area that they started. Because guess what? If they put out the losing earnings report, the stock would have just dropped on down and it would have been lower than their current price. But since they came out with positive news first, it spiked the stock up. Then they came out with the earnings report, dropped it right back on down. So it kind of looks like a pump and dump move, but I guess they're just trying to use a little bit of strategy. But it also kind of feel like makes investors kind of hate them a little bit, right? Oh, look how much money I'm up. Oh my gosh, it just came crashing on down, right? I mean, I get what they were doing, but also it was a little bit sketchy at the same time because it's like they got a whole bunch of people to basically buy into it just to put out bad news and dump the shares. So MYOV, little bit sketchy on that play. A little bit of an odd move. Probably not going to be touching that one because it does have losing earnings reports. All right, so got to be careful on that play. Absolutely. So what else do we have today? It's 9:25. Obviously VTVT is where a lot of traders are going to be looking at the start. But what I want to do, let's turn this to our low float scanner. Let's turn our gap up board to our low float scanner. Is there anything that's building any sort of higher lows or have any sort of strong drops? Let's see right here. Here's our low floats. Here are all the lowest float stocks that have had some sort of gap up. And let's see if there's any sort of chart pattern or maybe any sort of news towards these plays. So I'm actually just going to drag this up a little bit right here. And let's just go through. Do we have any news on these plays? JMIA. JMIA. This had news on Friday. Okay, an earnings report, not really too much. SGBX. February 10th. No, we don't need that. ENLV. ENLV. November 22nd. Okay, I don't think so over there. And I'm just looking at all the low float gap ups. IMPX, February 6th. I know SCED came out with a press release today. SCED came out with talking about its corn seed research. And SCED, this play, has a little bit of volume. Let me see. Do we have any sort of awesome chart setups? AIM, NNVC. No, we're staying away from that. CHFS, no. Let's see what else we have. IMPX, no TOPS. And the reason I'm just doing this right here, guys, the reason I'm just looking through this, as I said before, what were the biggest spikes so far? NNVC had 0 gap up, but it was under 1 million in float. MYO had a small gap up, and it was under 1 million in float. And then we also had BNTC on Friday, which is 1 million in float, no gap up at all. So just because we have no gap up, right? Or just because we have a gap up doesn't mean it's going to be the best top gainer. Sometimes the best supernovas have no gap up at all. And those are the ones that can spike the biggest, right? Those are the ones that can spike the biggest. So at the start right here, it's 9:27 right now. Obviously, we're going to be focused on VTVT, okay? So obviously, we are going to be focused on VTVT, but I say let's watch the high of the day momentum scanner and let's see what play is going to be the best for us, right? Let's watch the high of the day momentum scanner and see what play is going to be the best for us. So I'll even, set up a quick little morning poll, and we'll talk about VTVT. VTVT. Will this stock be the number one top gainer throughout the day? All right, so let's just take a vote on this. VTVT. Is this stock going to get the attention? Is this stock going to get the hype? Will this stay the number one top gainer through the day? Or do you think something else is going to take its place? Do you think VTVT is going to fall? Do you think it's not going to hold up as the number one top gainer and something else is going to take its place? Or do you think traders are going to say, hey, I'm not seeing much else. This one's going to spike. This one's going to rip. This is going to hold its throne. So let's go with, spike and hold its number one position. Or do you think it's going to fall and something else will take its place? And basically, you're saying, hey, if you think it's going to spike and hold its number one position, you're probably looking for a long entry, break through that what area, break through that $4 mark. Or do you think it's going to fall, which means you probably wouldn't want to get in on it and you're going to wait for something else? So let's see what you guys are thinking. VTVT, will this stock be the number one top gainer throughout the day? Or is this going to fall and something else is going to take its place? So everyone, go vote. I'm going to switch our scanners over at this time, so we are all set. Continue. See what else we got right here. All right. So let's get ready for an awesome day ahead, ladies and gentlemen. I'm super excited to kick off this day. Super excited to see what we have, where that momentum is going to be going. And we will be ready to, of course, rock and roll. I'm looking forward to a big day ahead. I'm looking forward to, where this momentum's going to be. Market opens up, ladies and gentlemen, in about 20 seconds. So let's take our chat votes. Everyone look at the live stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Share the results. Stop the poll. It's a little bit split. Not really, 53% says something else is going to take its place. 47% say it's going to be the top gainer. All right, see, it's a little split. Guys, market is open right now. Right now, what am I doing? I'm sitting back on my hands, not putting myself in a position just to lose. Let's see where this volume's going to go. Let's see where this action's going to go, see where this activity is going to go, and of course, we will go from there. But yes, it is a little scattered at this time. So let's not force anything right here. Little side note, if we don't see anything pop up on the high of the day momentum scanner and VTVT doesn't really spike, I'm going to leave it on VTVT right here. VTVT going on the top level too. And again, we're going to keep this on watch. Right now, VTVT, guys, has the attention. Right now, VTVT has the hype, has the momentum. Okay? If VTVT falls, people are going to look at the high of the day momentum scanner. And if nothing is spiking, people are going to go to Friday's top gainers. Okay, so then people are going to go to Friday's top gainers if nothing spikes. So right here, VTVT, very quick spike. I am not in anything at this time. Little heads up. Don't think I pulled the trigger yet. I am not in anything at this time. I'm currently sitting on my hands, waiting for that best position, waiting for that best potential. Right now, VTVT is trying to fight, trying to battle, trying to hold on up. Right now, again, just keeping my eyes peeled on this play. See if there's going to be any sort of momentum towards this stock whatsoever. I'm not in anything at this time. Today's up, you made a quick little $200 off that pop. There you go. A lot of times that's what we see. A lot of times we see these plays kind of spike right at the bell. These stocks get these quick rips. These stocks get these quick runs, and then they start coming back on down. There's a 20K order at $4. Just got sold through, though. YTEN, we can take a look at that. If that was a little bit of a mover on Friday. YTEN, again, dumped off really hard on Friday. I don't think that's going to get too much momentum, to be honest. Out of Friday's rippers, I think what was the Good Friday ripper that we had? MRNA, I want to say like that. MRNA was a nice little Friday climber, $20 up to 23. That one's starting to drop off a little bit. PLAG, how's that looking? PLAG, let's keep that on the bottom level too. Didn't that stock have a small press release? That was a small gap up this morning. This could turn into a little bit of a Small play. February 10th, yeah, it entered into a financing transaction. Let's keep PLAG on watch as PLAG is only 2 million in float, or excuse me, 5 million in float. And if PLAG ever broke the 264 200-day moving average, it could start getting some hype. So PLAG, watch for a break of 264 200-day moving average. Low float stock, decent PR, may go on a pumpy spike. And what I'm saying by that is it's a low float stock, nothing is really moving, and we could see like momentum kind of go flying in on that play. So I'm not in on that play right now, but I'm just saying, keep your eyes peeled on that play because, when we talk about, penny stocks, yes, pump and dumps are going to happen. The reason people lose on pump and dumps, because obviously pump and dumps are a scary thing, right? You hear the word pump and dump, you want to run for your life. Oh, pump and dump, that's bad, 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 right? And I get that. I agree at some aspects. But the reason people lose on pump and dumps is because they don't realize they're in on a pump and dump, right? The people who lose on pump and dumps are people who think that that company's actually very good, right? We know these companies are garbage. We know these companies are trash. We know these companies aren't really that good. That's why we're only day trading them. We're not in on them for the long term, right? So if we see a stock start moving that doesn't really have, a good reason to, it's most likely going to be some sort of pump and dump. But as long as we know that when that stock starts falling, we have to get out right away. Well, that's okay. You can play a pump and dump if you want. There's nothing illegal about getting in on a stock that's moving up. Just understand if the stock starts coming on down, don't be a person that says, "Oh no, I believe in this company. I love this stock. This thing's going to be coming on up. This will bounce right back on up. I know it." Right? Don't be that person that's getting emotionally attached. If a stock is spiking for no reason and you think you can make a quick buck, go ahead, hop in, get out. But don't let emotions keep you in on that play when you know it's most likely not a very good, credible play, right? And I'm not here to promote, of course, pump and dumps. I'm not here to turn that into, anything whatsoever. You guys know I'm so against that, right? That's why sometimes, sometimes I'll get into a play and I never say go buy, 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 because I don't want anyone again, kind of turning a play into that. I'm 100% against that. But as I say, if you see one that's moving up for no reason, you can make a quick buck off of it. Just use your head, right? Right now, look at this, guys. Right now, VTVT giving a lot back. VTVT is giving a lot back at this time. Yeah, VTVT, a lot back at this time. Not putting myself in any position right now. ONTX. I want to find something I'm comfortable with. Creeker, thank you for the alert over on ONTX. So I'm waiting for something I'm, 100% comfortable with. Don't want to be putting myself in a position just to lose. Waiting for that best opportunity at this time. Also, little side note, guys. If you guys have not yet, if you click the lobbies up at the top of the menu bar, John Papa is streaming his trading right now as well. So if you guys click the lobbies at the top, he does a lot of OTC stocks and different things along those lines. You guys can definitely check out his live stream and see how he's doing as a trader and learn a little bit more about his strategy as well. If you guys are interested, as you guys know, John Papa, this is his first day over on Tradecaster. We also have a trader, Dan Irish. He's going to be starting to live stream on Wednesday. Right now, ONTX keeping this on watch. So again, just kind of looking around, seeing where we're at. I know we're hungry for the best play. There you go, Levity Techmar only. Hoorah! So right now, I know we're looking for that play. I just always like to give a little shout out to some newcomers out there. You guys can go over at some point today, say what's up. Right now, BNGO looking for a little bit of activity. We're just scanning these high of the day momentum scans. Right now, guess what? We're not missing on anything. Number one top gainer is VTVT. We're all over that play if that thing spikes. Right now, number one top gainer is VTVT. We're not missing anything. ONTX at this time. This stock is slowly moving on up. I'll put that as the number two top gainer over on ONTX, but we're not missing anything right there. We're good, baby. We're good. Right? It's nice and early on this Money Monday. We're looking forward to seeing what's coming on up, and we'll be all set, in the near future, of course. D Wood Trader, little heads up. If you're going to put a ticker, please put a message behind it. Again, just putting a ticker doesn't, show us anything. XYZ, XYZ what? XYZ is moving up. XYZ is, having resistance at the 50-day moving average. XYZ came out with a press release. So again, we always want to have a credible press release behind every message we put. So right now, keeping my eyes peeled, see where this momentum is going to be going. PYX, a little bit of volume. I know we're all still looking over on PLAG as well. Morning offshore trader. BNGO starting to make a little bit of a move. BNGO, guys, take a look at this play. I know that you guys are liking BNGO. It's 4 million in float. If BNGO could ever get above like I would probably say 130. Because look at this. You guys all see this chart pattern right here? I like this U shape at the bottom. I definitely do. So this U shape at the bottom is definitely very nice for this little bit of a U shape pattern. After break through 130, then it could get some action up towards around 175. Does BNGO have any sort of news today? Let's see. BNGO. BNGO February 10th. Okay, actually does have news. So February 10th, nice little press release. Kind of our sleeper picks right now are BNGO and PLAG. So BNGO, PLAG, both sleeper picks for possible pump moves today. Watch for a break of 125 and 130 on BNGO. And watch for a break on what? PLAG. Let's get our numbers out here. PLAG, look for the break of 280. So that's what we're looking for. Right now, we're smart, though, team. Not putting ourselves in a position to lose. Again, I'm waiting to make my big trade. Trust me, I want another $10,000 week. I want another big time week right here, pushing me into the middle of February. I'm excited. I'm ready for it. PLAG, guys, little bit of volume. Little bit of volume. Not in on anything at this time. Not in on anything at this time yet. PLAG, guys, getting a little bit of hype. That's on the bottom level, too. I'm just going to actually put that on the top. If that stock ever started breaking like 275 to 280, you may get a quick pump on that. Okay? Just a little heads up. You do have PLAG trying to slowly move on up. Look at this play right here. You may get a little bit of a quick pump on that play. But understand, if this play does kind of get that pump towards it over on PLAG, it's probably going to shoot up really quickly and then come back on down. So if PLAG ever broke through, let's say 270 to 275, look for a very quick entry, and when you're green, lock it up. Or the moment you see red, lock it up. You just don't want to be a person that's going to be losing their money. So this stock is trying to get a little bit. Let's turn off pre-market. We'll be able to see it a little better and put it over towards a 1 minute time frame. And what are we going to have? We have a little bit of a U shape. Right now, it's not there yet, right? Not there yet, but it could possibly be happening. PYX. PYX has the 50-day moving average at 750. So 750 is going to be a really tough resistance line. Rapid, what are you looking at today, boss? BHVN. BHVN, nice little like dead cat bounce play. The stock, has fallen from $54 down towards around $45. So 45 up towards the 48. So nice play over there, Rapid. Just be aware, I'm sure you already are, 49.32 is the 200-day moving average. So 49.32, 200-day moving average. That's why you have a little upper shadow right here with that red candle starting to turn. So we know that's going to be a strong resistance line. Right now, guys, no trades for me yet. No trades for me yet. I'm just watching PLAG. That's kind of what I'm focused on at this time to see if that's going to make any sort of red to green move. PYX, guys, this is hitting the the high of the day momentum scanner. A little heads up. And again, PYX, this stock is again testing that 50-day moving average as we talked about. The 50-day moving average on this stock is currently right at 751. This stock is currently at 758. So it's going to try to consolidate and stay above 751 on PYX. It's not really the fastest mover in the world, but at the same time, PYX definitely has a little bit of tension. Little sign up, guys. PLAG starting to move its way back on up for a little bit of this red to green move. Is this really a smart play? It's risky. I will say that right now, guys. PLAG coming up here is going to be a little bit more risky. Okay? Before the stock starts moving, it's going to be risky. It's one that's going to work out great or it's going to dump and a lot of traders are going to lose. So PLAG, little heads up, it's on the top level too. The stock is trying to move up just slightly right now. It's a little bit risky. Just want to give you guys that fair warning. But if that stock runs, you could be able to make a quick buck on it. But please, 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 if you're not an experienced trader and you're saying, okay, you're saying it's risky, but who cares? Just, you'll learn a lesson really quickly. All right. So please, be smart here. If anything, maybe do 1,000, 2,000 shares and just be ready to market order out if that stock ever started turning. 275 top resistance. Not in on that play at this time. Not in on anything yet. Haven't really seen anything too consistent yet. VTVT may try to look for a little bit of that red to green move, right? So VTVT trying to get a little bit of that red to green move. PLAG's number 2 top gainer. And again, that stock was looking for that red to green move, right? If it got that red to green move, or excuse me, more of like a U-shaped pattern, that would be, very, very nice. And again, if you guys don't know what we're looking for, basically you're looking for the stock to open on up. Boom, it opens. Quick little spike, right? Right here, this establishes resistance. Right when the stock establishes resistance, it falls because it hit its resistance line. Now coming back up to resistance, what are we looking for? We're looking for a break of this resistance line, and that's where the stock would start going flying up in the air. But right now, what are we noticing? Resistance is still holding up as resistance. So instead of getting this breakout to the top, we're actually still seeing resistance hold on up, and then that stock is actually still turning and starting to fall this way. But this is where a lot of breakouts happen. When you break through that U shape, when you break through that red resistance line, that's when a lot of breakouts do happen. Okay, let's see here. AGRX starting to get a little movement. Little bit, little bit. Again, Saint Trade, always make sure you stay, I know you're, putting AGRX spiking, exclamation, 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 exclamation. I'm expecting a little bit of a harder move. So again, always stay credible. AGRX maybe breaking $4 up to 410, 414, starting to bring in more volume, starting to bring in a little bit more attention. But definitely got my attention towards it. Kind of looking for this best momentum at this time. And we'll see that big time breakout. That big time breakout is going to be coming. Don't you worry. That big time breakout is going to be coming. We just need to be patient for it. We need to be patient. We need to watch it. And it's going to be coming soon. And when it does come, we're going to be all over it. Trust me. Right now, what else do we have? I'm looking around a little bit. GRWG. GRWG. This is also one that John Papa's looking at right now, I'm pretty sure. It's a little bit of a climb, $6 up towards 629. Small little bull flag pattern. He's again overstreaming. PLAG, look at this guy. So PLAG, notice, comes right up towards round resistance, drops right on off. So we're good right now. We are good. Look at this, guys. DAO. Little side note. Look at this. It looks like a newer type of IPO play that came out maybe in November. DAO starting to pop up on the high of the day momentum scanner. DAO right now. DAO. Look at this play. This stock is a little bit more pricey. $25 resistance, spiking very hard. Has moved so far from around $21. $4 move so far. So DAO, this looks like a newer play that, and how do I know it's a newer play? Look at all these fat candles. Like the candles look a lot different looking at DAO than what they do than VTVT, don't they? Right? And that usually means it's a newer play. What I see is that this stock opened up back in late October. So if we take a look over here, we may be able to get a little bit of a play on DAO. Let me do a little bit more research on the stock. 52-week high is 24.45. That's today's high. So every new 52-week high or every new high of the day is a brand new 52-week high. Okay, that's nice to see. Let's take a look right here. Go over to stockcharts.com. Take a look. DAO. DAO, this is a newer play. So if we look right here, DAO 89 on the RSI. The stock is a newer stock, opened up in early October, just started getting some ripping, just started getting some hype towards it. So right now, $25, little top resistance. I put that up on the top level too. This could be one of those like random spikers that could just go and take on off. Last press release I see on DAO was 2 months ago. Right, so last press release I see on the stock was 2 months ago. Statistically speaking, the float is 16 million. All right, so a little bit of a tough play, a little bit of an interesting stock here. I want to see if this stock is going to be able to get any sort of hype or if this stock's going to be able to pop on off. Yeah, no filings I see. But that stock so far, it's been the best mover. Best mover at this time. There you go, Maxwell. $310. There you go. It's tough to say where's the support line because there's nothing back here, right? Nothing back here at this time. There's, nothing at this moment that I'm really, focused on. So DAO, you got to look at basically today's history. Today's history, I'm seeing more towards around like 2350-ish. Actually, we can probably add the VWAP. Let's add the VWAP, see where the VWAP's at. That'd probably be the best bounce play. Hopefully it's right around 2350. Kind of right around 2350 anyway, 2315. Jehovah, let's take a look. ONTX. Yeah, but again, ONTX, look at the daily chart. What does ONTX need to break? We put a resistance line. What does it look like ONTX needs to probably break? Probably right around 60 to 65 cents, right to where it's at. Right? So we have, if you look at ONTX, yes, we got a little top right here, right, from today. Got a little top right here, right? We have a little bit of a top right here. And then we're going to have a little bit of a bounce play, right? Like right there. So needs to break through 65 to 60 cents before it starts getting a lot of big time hype and a lot of big time attention. Right now, it seems like DAO, though, is the best mover. So right now, DAO, best mover at this time. Yeah, Voj, little heads up. Always have a money sign in front of ADVM, Voj. And then if you do that, it'll link it right over to Yahoo Finance and, show the tickers on it. But ADVM, check that out. ADVM, small little pop, $14 resistance. See if that stock's going to be able to hold on up. Right now, we haven't seen anything consistent yet. Right now, we haven't seen anything consistent. VTVT, number one top gainer. Everyone, look, we're going through our top gainers right here. VTVT starting to drop on off. A little bit of our top gainer. MREO, nothing there. PLAG, not really much there. ONTX, again, still has to break through all those 60-cent marks. PYX, no. BNGO, no. All right, so guys, look at this. VTVT is fading. It's below the VWAP. It's trying to hold up at 360. MREO doesn't have any volume. Quick spike came on down. PLAG, this stock spiked on up, came right back on down. Doesn't really have much volume. Needs to break through 265. If PLAG, guys, can break through 265, that's going to get pumped. Okay, so that's going to get pumped if it can do that. ONTX, nothing there yet. OGEN, little bit of volume just came through. Little bit of volume just came through. PYX, no. I'm still honestly looking at DAO as my top one. I'm honestly still looking at DAO as my top one. KZR, little bit of volume Jehovah. Little bit of volume Jehovah over on, KZR. So we're just seeing again where this hyper momentum is going to be going towards next. Right now we're about 30 minutes into the market. I feel like this 30 minutes has gone by really quick. First 30 minutes have really flown by and have gone by really quick. Nope, it's not. Stuart, it seems like penny stocks are affected by the overall market. I don't, agree too much with that. It's just, what hot press releases have we had today? What has given traders to hop in on penny stocks? We just haven't seen any, big hot press releases or big rips today. If the market collapses, but we come out with, hey, we just cured cancer, guess what? The stock is still going to rip. If the market's collapsed and someone says, hey, we have a partnership for $500 million, that stock's still going to turn into a supernova. So regardless, if we got a low float stock with good news, we're still going to see supernovas and big time rips. The reason we don't really have anything consistent right now is because all our supernovas have fallen and we don't have any news that's really too great today. Did we have anything that was consistent in pre-market? Not really. Did we have anything that was super hot in the market? Not really. So I mean, maybe you could correlate that a little bit with the markets slightly being down. But I haven't even checked on the markets really too much today. And what is this? I mean, everything's actually about to go green, Stuart, if you actually look at it. The Dow is only down 3 points, actually heading to the green side. The Nasdaq is green. The S&P 500 is down less than 1 point. So the markets right now are honestly barely red, if even staying red. So I see it's more of just lack of press releases right here. AK-47, I think February gets good. I mean, so far we cannot complain about this February at all, can we? I mean, so far we've had a $40 spiker, right? So MYO going from $5 off to $40. We can't complain about February. NNVC kind of the same exact thing. At the end of December into February, a $15 spiker. We've been very very good with the breakouts so far. So again, right now a little bit light, but that doesn't mean anything. We still got a lot of potential on this day. Of course, every day's different as well, but we'll see. Hopefully, again, I'm saying optimistic here, guys. Glass is always half full. You could sit here and say, "Oh, glass half empty. I want a full glass." I'm saying, "Woo! I'm about to quench my thirst a little bit with this little water I have." Thunder Train thoughts on INO. What do we have here? Small little bounce play off the 50-day moving average. 50-day moving average right here, little bounce play. Room to run up to the 13 EMA at 373. Bobby Yaks, $595. Is that where most people are making their money today? Over on DAO. DAO. Post some profits over in Profits Chat, team. Don't forget about that. I know a lot of people always post them in Talk Chat. Make sure you throw those profits over in Profits Chat. COE getting a nice little move. Okay. And Jack, thank you for that. COE. VT starting to come on down. COE, this stock looks like it has a spread. What's the spread? You have a 15-cent spread over on COE at this time. 15-cent spread over on COE at this time. This stock may try to get a small $22 break. Let's put right now we have two plays that are a little bit sketchy, but definitely have potential. COE and DAO. Right? So, plays that are moving up but are slightly sketchy, right? And what do I mean by sketchy? Lighter volume, big spread, not as much attention towards them is DAO and COE. Right here, these are COE. I will fix that right now. COE, not CEO. Let's get lost tonight. Let's get lost tonight. Jay Hutch, is there a setting? Is there a sketchy setting in TOS? Just give them a call. Speak to Blake, the manager. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, hey, can you set up the sketchy setting? And yep, COE and DAO will pop right on up. So right now, COE guys still moving pretty nicely at this time. COE still trying to move a little bit of an upper shadow. If COE does get that volume behind it, what's going to happen? This play is going to try to push upwards up towards around that $25 mark most likely. Jalen, ADVM, nice little gain today as well. Awesome. So right here, again, still no entries today because obviously, I mean, has there been anything that's been 100% for us yet? Right? I mean, we can gamble if we want, but you know what? If I want to gamble, I'll go to Vegas. I'll go to Atlantic City. I'll go down, to some random casino. I'm not here to gamble. I'm here to make a salary. Gambling's for tourists. Gambling's for, people who just want to go on a little bit of vacation and throw some money around. I'm not on vacation right now. I don't want to throw some money around. I want to make a salary. I'm not in the market to gamble and hopefully win a lottery ticket. If I want to play the Powerball, I'll go down to a gas station and pick out a card. I don't need to do that right now at this moment. ABEO. We'll sign up. Hold on. We got a little bit of PLAG trying to work its way back on up. Penny stock traders may try to pump this soon over on PLAG. That's, trying to get self was just at 263, 265. So we may have a little third touch channel breakout pattern or third touch pattern. Not really a channel breakout pattern, but let's see if PLAG all of a sudden starts getting some sort of pump on it. What do I think about ABEO? A little bit of news on it. Right now, VWAP's working out great on ABEO. What's your target? 303. Most likely, again, 303 is going to be right around the top. 303 is going to be tough to be able to break out above. Little sign up, guys. PLAG back up towards around 263. Watch the bids here. So PLAG, watch the bids. So if you're looking at the stock most likely is going to try to push on up. And if this stock, watch the bids at 261, 267 on the bids, 270 right now. Here comes again. People are going to try to get this going right now. 270, 280. Look at again, PLAG. Here's the possible pump. So let's see if traders are going to actually do this. I am not in at this time because if this goes, this is a complete pumping up right now. So let's see if traders are going to push this on up. PLAG trying. They're trying. They're fighting. They're saying, we're giving it all we got, Captain. She can't take much more. So right here, it's all the way up towards around that $3 mark, little third touch channel break. And let's see if this is going to be able to get that $3 break. All right, trade is pushing. There you go, $3 break right here. Let's see if it can hold here. If it can go up towards like 315, up towards around 320, that's where, again, the stock could really get halted most likely. Bids right now are below 292, right? Right now, the bids have to push. The bids have to push. Right now, this is probably, a couple traders trying to get the stock going. I'm not in on this play right now. If bids can get above $3, traders can definitely take over. Has this popped up on the high of the day momentum scanner? Okay, it has. So people are going to be aware of it, but needs to get above $3 quick or people are going to give up on it. If you guys are in on this play right now, you guys are good, but I would have a stop loss. If it goes below probably 275, it's going to start fading off. You want to see the bids right now push up towards $3. They're at 291, 292. Come on, bids. I'm rooting for you. 293. Come on, bids. I'm rooting for you. Come on, bids. 309. Keep going. Compton, we're doing all we can. She's taking on water. So right now, PLAG's trying to stay above that $3 mark. Now that's the number one thing you got to do. Hold above $3 on PLAG. Okay? So as long as PLAG can hold $3, now you want 310 to hold. Okay? Getting a little bit iffy. $3 is your lifeline. You want 310 to try to hold here. So up towards 315. Now you're looking good. 325 is coming up next. Right? And what do we know, though? This play's not really the most credible play in the world. This play's a little iffy. This play's a little bit iffy now. Okay, good job. Okay, watch the Holt. Holt may come on up as the stock is starting to get a little bit more. Come on, PLAG. Let's see if we're going to keep seeing this activity go. Come on, PLAG. Now we want this stock to stay above $3. So PLAG 325 still. Support line definitely getting a little bit more. Something we need to be aware of. Look at daily chart. Daily chart. What's the the really crazy line that's going to hurt us? Right here, 200-day moving average. 200-day moving average. That's going to be a scary, scary line. Right? It's not easy to be able to break through the 200-day moving average. What was the one play that destroyed me last week? 2 grand lost. SENS. Because SNES, remember guys, this play? What happened right here? This stock ran right up to the 50-day moving average. And then I got, then the stock dumped on off on me. Right at the 50-day moving average. PLAG running up towards the 200-day moving average, trying to hold up at this time. So PLAG 200-day moving average trying to hold on up. But hey, I'm glad to see the stock, get a little bit of momentum. So here's at least one move that we've gotten so far today. But as we talked about, right, that has not been the easiest play in the world, right? So as we talked about, that has not been the easiest play in the world, and it is starting to get a little bit of its drop back on down. I did not enter the stock at all. Little heads up right here. So I did not enter over on PLEG at this time, and haven't put myself in that position. But if you guys just made a quick buck out of it, good job, nice work. And that's nice to see. At least just a small play at least. So we're gonna see a little bit of a bounce play off of that VWAP, and we'll see if that VWAP's gonna be able to hold. If that VWAP can hold, may see a little bounce back above $3. Not really too much, but at least it's something. Good job, Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs, $200. Awesome work. Oh, there you go, AK-47. Same mindset, man. Same again mindset. See, it's from us, being in chat and hanging out all the time. No problem, Desert Dweller. Happy to help you out. That's why I'm here. Preem Rapid was alerting earlier. He's probably in chat or maybe just taking a step out of the office for a few minutes. I'm sure he'll be back. He's always here. Look right here. How's MYOV today? Not really too much on that stock at this moment. Midtown after 2. FOMO, glad you stayed patient. Yep, of course. That's what you always have to do. Always have to stay patient. Again, NGN Jack, make sure you're always typing in correct format with, again, a credible alert behind your ticker. A little heads up. INO, nice little uptrend. So far, again, INO, a little bit of an uptrend on this play. Sergeant T, can you see my message in chat? Absolutely. See him right there. Definitely say your name wrong, but I see your messages, man. Right here, PLEG trying to get a little bounce. All right, so that was kind of the only play, and I was just having some fun with that one, kind of just commentating it in a fun way, because we knew that one was a little sketchy. We all kind of knew PLEG probably wasn't going to be holding up its gains, too much, and that's why I was kind of just having fun with it. But we knew that one was coming. We knew when that one did spike, that was going to be the type of volume we saw more towards the pumpy and dumpy action. Does everyone understand like how I called out that was going to be a little bit more pumpy and dumpy? Basically, how the stock has spiked from 265 up towards 325, back down now towards around 280. It's really just because A, it's a low float play. B,
Alright, what is up, guys? Taking over the mic here. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, mainly because I am up $749, and my goal was $300. So, PLAG did exactly what I wanted it to do. I can't complain about capturing $600 profit. I mean, I was only taking 2,000 shares. About $6,000 position, I guess. It's pretty decent. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades today. You can't see the entry on my first PLAG because I did it with the adjustment button because it was the first minute of the day. At 2:44, anyone who was watching it, you could see it hovered around 2:44 for like, I don't know, 20 seconds. So I had plenty of time to type in the order while it was still sitting there, and then it started moving up slowly. And then I did take my profits with the with the actual simulation. So 264, 260, 270, and the last of it at 251 on the way back down. And then we watched it kind of stay under this level. We knew it had to break 265 and 275 to really get up. So I took on this last trade, I got in with an early 500 share entry, and then as it started to spike, I added 2,000, and then it kind of looked like it wasn't gonna keep going, but it did. So I hopped, I'd already sold 1,500, jumped back in with another 1,000 because I thought it was going to run up and get halted. Did not. I actually lost a little bit there, but then captured a little bit more profits on one last trade with only 500 shares, in at 294 out at 310. So that put me up 605 on the day on that ticker. And then DAO, I should have done a lot better on this one because I was watching it down here at like 2205, 2230, and I was debating whether to get in with a couple hundred shares, but I was like, it's so expensive. I just don't know if 300 shares is going to be enough. But if I'd have got in at the break of 22 here with 300 shares and sold them at 23, that would have been $300. But I just didn't know it was going to spike like that. You have to excuse my son. He's mad that, well, I don't know why he's mad. He's a toddler. Jacob, it's okay, bug. You want to jump? But anyways, that's going to do it for me for the day. Like I said, finishing up $750. Definitely cannot complain. Traded 2 stocks, and like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. But 3 of them were on, 4 of them were on the same ticker. So not bad at all. I'll be back tomorrow to see if we can get another decent day like this. It's been slow, but just nailing the right trades at the right time is what it's all about. But thanks for everyone who watched, and I'll be back tomorrow to trade a little more, try to make a little bit more money.